Hi, so I keep forgetting to start this reading vlog, but welcome to another reading vlog. I was supposed to go into town tonight, but it's too cold and rainy, and so I just attended it via Zoom instead, which I'm not sure was the same, and I'm not sure was the right call, but that's what I did. Right now I'm really cold, so I'm gonna run around my house while I finish up on my booktube watch list, and then I'm gonna go to bed and try and make some more progress on this. So far I'm up to 142, which is not much considering how much time I've spent reading it, but I just feel like I get through this quite slowly. The text is quite small and it's quite dense writing, but I do enjoy the story. I was worried, because this is the third book in the series, I was worried that when I came back to it, because it's been so long since I read the second book, that I would have forgotten a lot of things, but it's doing a good job of reminding me, and I'm remembering quite a lot. We've kind of had most of the main characters come together, but they're all about to get separated off again. Some of them have got married, some of them are refusing to get married. I guess the main two characters, one is Elliott, and she is probably going to start learning about her magic in this one. And the other one is Elaine, and he's just gotten married because he's supposed to be producing an heir because he's a new duke now. We do also have the Prince of the Realm, who's suffering PTSD essentially from when he was a prisoner of the dragon people. Elaine also has this mental link with one of the dragon people who's off doing shenanigans in the realm of the dragon people, and there's definitely something suspicious and dark magic-y going on as well. So I will be continuing this. Oh, and something weird with the religion, like, is the church telling the truth or not? Who knows, but someone had a miracle. Other than that, I have also been listening to the audiobook of Fool's Fate, which is the third book in the Tawny trilogy, which is the third trilogy in the realm of the Elderlings. So this series again follows Fitz and the Fool, and in this particular book we're going to slay a dragon. The prince agreed that he would slay a dragon who is encased in ice. A lot of people doubt that that's even going to be a real thing, but I suspect it's going to be a real thing. And there's a lot of reasons why killing the dragon is a problem, but also a lot of reasons why they want to kill the dragon. So there's a lot of difficulties leading up to that. I will say as well, in this trilogy we've got this man called, I'm not sure how old he is really, it's hard to tell, but he's got Down syndrome. It's not called Down syndrome in the book, but I'm pretty sure from having a look online that he's got Down syndrome, and as far as I can tell, the representation is really good and he's treated as a full character, and I really like what he adds to the story. I also really love Fitz's, ooh, can I say who she is or is that trouble? But there is a young girl and I love her. She's able to kind of modify dreams with the skill, which is this telepathy type magic that the royal line has. And the conversations she has with Fitz just have me laughing out loud. I love it. But that's a 34-hour audiobook and I'm only 20% in yet, so there's a lot more to get through. So both of those books are really long. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish either of them this week, and next week is going to be the reading rush, so I won't be able to continue them next week because you don't take books that long into the reading rush. That's not sensible. Anyway, I'm still freezing, so I'm going to go and move around and see if I can warm up. Good morning! Somehow it's Saturday, so let's catch you up. On Thursday, I spent the day catching up on my secret library reading project. I guess it's not that secret because I'm telling you about it, but you don't really know exactly what it is. Honestly, it's getting a little bit out of hand, but I'm going to try and finish it up so I can share it with you next month. Then on Friday we managed to get a little bit of sun. I didn't capture any evidence of it though, and now it's quite hard to believe because we're back to rainy days. So Jason and I did go out and enjoy the sun, and then I did manage to read a little bit more of this. I'm maybe a fifth of the way through. I'm up to page 188, and it's quite hard to tell you guys about this because I've realized that even though most of you will probably never read this series, that a lot of the things I would say are actually spoilers. But the main girl, Elliott, has run off from the place that she was supposed to be, and that will be exciting to see what happens next. And I'm also waiting to see what the dragon prince guy will do once he kills all his brothers, which I'm pretty sure he's going to achieve. Pretty sure. Anyway, I am enjoying it, but I'm still getting through this quite slowly. I suspect that I'm going to have to finish this off after the reading rush, because what I really need to focus on for the next couple of days is Fool's Fate, because I realized that it's due back in a few days, and as well, I don't want to be reading it during the reading rush, so I need to finish it today and tomorrow. And I did the maths. That means I need to listen to it for 4 hours each day. So currently I'm about halfway through the book. And just before this, I started thinking, well, we're already at the dragon, so there's got to be more to the story than the dragon. And then things took a turn, and I'm excited to find out what happens. However, as well, the fool has prophesied that he's going to die when they got to this dragon. And Robin Hobb is doing things with the friendship between the Fool and the Fitz that made me realize that if he dies, I'm going to be bawling my eyes out. And like, so that this isn't spoilers, we'd also say that the ending of this book is very likely to make me bawl my eyes out regardless. So look forward to that. Anyway, while I read some more of this, I'm going to do some housework and then possibly play some Animal Crossing and walk around the house to get some steps, because I don't want to go outside. And like, walking, Animal Crossing, and audiobook, multitasking. I swear, this story is stressing me out. I just had to pause it, like, is everyone gonna be okay? Nettle? I love Nettle so much. She's got like dream magic in a way. And now she's in trouble, and listening to my audiobook is meant to be a fun thing, not a like, oh my god, this is stressing me out thing. The sun's come out. I hope it's not a lie, because I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm back from my walk. It rained on me a tiny bit, but also I finished off all of the Fool's Fate that I wanted to read today. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to just finish listening to the whole thing today. Unfortunately, I do have some other things that I should do rather than just listening to an audiobook all day. And I am actually up to a good place to stop, because we had all this intenseness with the dragons and some really upsetting things happened, but maybe they haven't really happened yet. Some upsetting things happened. Anyway, it was really intense and I was very stressed out most of my walk, but now we're done with all of that. And I think as well, a lot of people have talked about how the third book in the first trilogy, the pacing was kind of terrible and it made the last book draw out a bit. But this one, I feel like the pacing is really good. It might have been a little bit slow in the beginning, but now we've kind of got this nice cycle of things being really intense and then things being really emotional and then things being a little bit more lighthearted and there being some funny moments and then back into some more intense things. And there's like things that I'm wondering, and that's why I want to keep listening to it, even though like I can wait till tomorrow to find out, I guess. Also, I want a whole book of Nettle. I don't think we get a whole book of Nettle, but that's what I would like. Maybe there's a short story somewhere. Anyway, productivity. Good morning. So, last night I confess that while I was washing my hair, I listened to a bit more of Fool's Fate. I just needed to know what happened. And I also have to say, like, I didn't actually cry in the sad bits. So in all the sad bits, I was totally in denial. I was like, no, this is not happening. I refuse to be upset about it because I just don't believe it. So then when I actually cried was after all the sad bits and some of the happier bits. I cried just because the happy bits were so bittersweet because of the sad things that had happened in the past. But honestly, so much of what happens in this is heartbreaking, but at the same time, I feel like we're leading up to a really good resolution for Fitz. We're now back in the main castle and he's meeting up with some different people from his childhood, and even though he's been through so many horrible things, I just have so much hope for his future. So right now I have another 3.5 hours to listen to, and I'm kind of hoping that there'll be no more intense, horrible, upsetting things and that the rest will just be like nice, happy resolution times. I'm not sure. That's not normally what Fitz gets, but I'm thinking that probably when Robin Hobb wrote this trilogy, she was thinking this might be the last trilogy for Fitz. I don't know if when she wrote the first one, that's what she thought for Fitz too. Anyway, I suspect that things are all going to wrap up really nicely. This other book has been sitting here since I last vlogged in this spot. I'll probably try and finish some of this later today as well, but who knows, because some part of my brain thinks that I can do like everything today, and I've got a big list of things I want to do, and they honestly add up to a lot more than I can fit in a day. But still, part of my brain is like optimistic that we can achieve it. Delusional. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the supermarket and do some other houseworky things, and while I do that I'll finish this, and then I guess I'll let you know what I thought of it. I sorted out my library books so at least I can return a few of them and things can be slightly less out of control. Okay, so I finished reading Fool's Fate and I really loved it. It definitely wraps things up really nicely. I really enjoyed seeing Patience again. I was less excited about seeing Molly again because I'd never been that into Fitz's relationship with Molly, but still, Fitz was happy, so I was happy. I mean, I guess it's kind of spoilers to say Fitz is happy in the end, but I think a lot of people struggle to get through this series because so many horrible things happen to Fitz. So perhaps it will help people to know that eventually he does get some happiness. But he did have to go through quite a lot of things in this book to get there, and not everything is wrapped up happily. Not everything at all. In some ways, I didn't get the ending I wanted, but overall I'm still really satisfied. I'm not sure when I'm going to actually continue the series now because I realized my library has all the books in the realm of the Elderlings on audiobook, except for the first 2 books of the Rainwild Chronicles, which would be the next 2 books that I read in the series. So either I'm going to have to find time to fit the physical books into my TBR, which honestly, I've got so many library books at the moment that my physical TBR is just not going to accommodate some big fat Robin Hobb Realm of the Elderling books. So, but at least this will give a chance for some more non-Robin Hobb books to win my monthly book battles. I can already tell that the final battle for July is going to be a hard one. Good morning! So it's Monday now and I thought I'd better wrap this vlog up. I don't feel like last week was the best reading week, but maybe that's just because I was trying to read really long books and also trying to get some other things done, although I'm not sure if I actually made that much progress on other things. Anyway, I did finish off the Tawny Man trilogy and I really loved it. I know that I will be rereading that series at some point in the future, even though I've still got a lot more of the series to go. But I honestly just love all the characters so much, and their ending really was so satisfying. As well, I did get up to page 250-ish of this, which means I'm about, I guess a little bit over a quarter, maybe a third of the way through. No, not quite a third. A lot of things are going wrong for the characters, which is making it quite exciting, but still I'm reading it quite slowly. I'm gonna be putting this aside now for the reading rush, but I will pick it up again after that. Obviously, it's Monday morning, so it is the reading rush now. So I really should be starting that vlog and not finishing off this vlog. But do let me know if you are reading The Realm of the Elderlings. How are you feeling about poor Fitz and the horrible things he's going through? Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope that you are keeping safe, reading lots of good books, and I will see you next time.